Imagine this, a bus breaks suddenly. You don't think. You are already grabbing the handrail, tensing your shoulders, holding your breath, all in a split second. Now transfer this to the office. An email arrives marked urgent. Your pulse races, your breathing quickens, your body tenses, but there's no life threat. Why? Inside us runs something ancient. Let's call it the animal factor, a biological survival system wired deep into our brains long before language, before cities, before clocks. This isn't a character metaphor, this is physiology. When your brain senses danger, the amygdala sounds the alarm, the hypothalamus activates, adrenal glands flood your body with adrenaline and cortisol. In milliseconds, blood drains from your digestion, and your thinking brain, rushing to your muscles. Your heart pounds, your pupils dilate, your senses sharpen. You are ready, and you have three basic programs: fight, flight, freeze, sometimes a fourth, fawn, appease the threat to survive. Why these options? Because in the savannah, speed mattered more than accuracy. If you heard a rustle in the grass, it was safer to assume lion and run, even if it was just the wind. Those who hesitated, who overanalyzed, didn't pass on their genes. We are descendants of the paranoid, the quick, the ones who reacted first and asked questions later. So why do we feel shock? Shock is overload. Your brain receives a signal that doesn't fit its current model of the world. A sudden loss, a shocking message, an unexpected confrontation. The system hits pause. You freeze. Your mind goes blank. This isn't weakness. This is a protective circuit breaker. Your brain is buying time to process what just happened. And stress. Stress is a chronic false alarm. Your amygdala, that ancient guard dog, doesn't distinguish between a deadline and a predator, between a conflict with your boss and the threat of exile from the tribe, between scrolling through bad news and actually being surrounded by danger. So it keeps sounding the alarm. Your body prepares for a sprint that never comes. Hormones accumulate, muscles stay tense, sleep suffers. You feel anxious, irritable, exhausted. You might get headaches, stomach issues, a weakened immune system. You're not broken. You're running ancient software in a modern world. And this shows up in how we react. Everyone has their own animal pattern, reinforced by experience and neural pathways. Some become fighters. When stress hits, they attack. They raise their voice. They take control, sometimes aggressively. It's the confront the lion strategy. Others become fleers. They avoid. They procure emptiness. They shut down, go numb, dissociate. It's the play dead strategy. And some become fawners. They smooth things over. They agree, appease, people please. They suppress their own needs to calm the threat. It's the appease the lion strategy. Third, breathe out longer than you breathe in. Try inhaling for 4 counts, exhaling for 6. This activates your vagus nerve, the bodice brake pedal for stress. It tells your amygdala, we're safe. You can relax now. Fourth, pause. Just 10 or 20 seconds before you respond to that email, that comment, that trigger. That tiny gap is where your prefrontal cortex, your wise thinking brain, can come back online, where you move from reaction to choice. This isn't about becoming a different person, it's about updating the software. You're not deleting the animal factor, you're giving it better data. You're teaching your ancient guard dog that the mailman isn't a threat, that a critical email isn't a lion, that you can feel the surge without being ruled by it. We haven't outgrown our ancestors, we just live in a world where predators were ties, and the savannah fits in a screen. The animal factor isn't the enemy, it's an ancient guard, shouting, watch out. The question is, will we learn to hear it without panic, to notice, to breathe, to choose? Stress and shock aren't bugs in the system, they're signals. And once we stop fighting them, once we learn their language, they stop being storms that wreck us, and start being a compass, pointing us toward what matters, toward safety, toward choice. So the next time you feel that jolt, in traffic, in a meeting, in a difficult conversation, remember, that's not you failing, that's you surviving. And now, you get to decide, what happens next? All 4 are variations of one brilliant, ancient survival system. None are inherently bad, but in our modern world, they often work against us. The fighter destroys relationships, the fleer misses opportunities, the freezer gets overlooked, the fawner loses themselves. So what do? We don't suppress the instinct, that's like fighting a tide. Instead, we learn to work with it. We signal to the body, threat is over, stand down. Here's a mini algorithm for the moment you feel that surge. First, notice the physiology. Clenched jaw, cold palms, shallow breathing, a tight chest. Just name it. Ah, that's the animal factor. Second, shift your focus downward. Use the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Name 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste. This grounds you, in the present, in your senses, away from the mental storm.